Installing a new circuit in a bulldog Pushmatic panel is not illegal, but it is generally not recommended due to inherent safety concerns associated with these older panels. Pushmatic panels are known for potential electrical hazards, including overheating, arcing, and breaker tripping issues. Before undertaking any work on such a panel, it's crucial to understand the potential risks involved. The correct breaker size for a dryer circuit is determined by the voltage and amperage requirements of the dryer itself. A standard electric dryer typically requires a 30 amp, 240 volt breaker. However, without inspecting the existing breaker in the panel, it is impossible to determine its current size. If the decision is made to proceed with installing a new circuit in the Pushmatic panel, compatible breakers might be found at electrical supply houses, home improvement stores, or online retailers. However, sourcing these breakers may be challenging due to the age of the panel. While installing a new circuit might seem like a straightforward solution, it is strongly recommended to exercise caution and carefully consider several important factors. Firstly, it is essential to thoroughly inform the homeowner of the potential risks associated with Pushmatic panels. Explain the safety concerns, including the increased risk of electrical fires, unreliable breaker performance, and the potential consequences of continuing to use such a panel. The homeowner should be fully aware of these issues before making any decisions. Secondly, when handling the panel, extreme caution is required. Always turn off the main breaker before opening the panel and take appropriate precautions to prevent electrical shock. Working with old electrical equipment can be dangerous, and safety should be the top priority. Thirdly, consider suggesting a more permanent and safer solution, such as replacing the entire panel or installing a subpanel. While the homeowner may be hesitant due to cost concerns, it is crucial to emphasize the long-term benefits of upgrading the electrical system. A new panel or subpanel can provide increased safety, reliability, and capacity for future electrical needs. Ultimately, the decision rests with the homeowner, but it is the electrician's responsibility to ensure they are fully informed of the potential risks and benefits of all available options. To elaborate further on the potential risks associated with Pushmatic panels, it is important to understand their design and how they differ from modern circuit breaker panels. Pushmatic panels use a push-button mechanism for resetting breakers, which can become unreliable over time. The internal components of these breakers can corrode or wear out, leading to improper tripping or failure to trip at all. This can create a dangerous situation where an overload or short circuit goes undetected, potentially leading to overheating and electrical fires. Furthermore, Pushmatic panels often lack the capacity to handle the increased electrical demands of modern homes. As homes become equipped with more appliances and electronic devices, the electrical load in the panel increases. If the panel is not adequately sized to handle this load, it can become overloaded, leading to breaker tripping, voltage drops, and potential damage to electrical equipment. In addition to the safety concerns, Pushmatic panels can also be difficult to maintain and repair. Replacement parts for these panels are becoming increasingly scarce and expensive, making it challenging to keep them in good working order. When a breaker fails in a Pushmatic panel, it may be necessary to replace the entire panel, which can be a significant expense. Given these considerations, it is generally advisable to replace a Pushmatic panel with a modern circuit breaker panel. Modern panels offer several advantages over Pushmatic panels, including improved safety, increased reliability, greater capacity, and easier maintenance. They also incorporate advanced safety features such as arc fault circuit interrupters, RFCIs, and ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, which can help to prevent electrical fires and shocks. When recommending a panel replacement to a homeowner, it is important to explain the benefits in clear and concise terms. Emphasize the increased safety, reliability, and capacity of a modern panel, as well as the potential long-term cost savings from reduced maintenance and repairs. It is also helpful to provide the homeowner with a detailed estimate of the cost of the panel replacement, including the cost of the new panel, wiring, and labor. If the homeowner is hesitant to replace the entire panel, consider suggesting the installation of a subpanel. A subpanel can be used to add additional circuits to the electrical system without replacing the main panel. This can be a more cost-effective solution in some cases, but it is important to ensure that the main panel has sufficient capacity to handle the additional load of the subpanel. When installing a subpanel, it is also important to follow all applicable electrical codes and safety regulations. This includes properly grounding the subpanel and using the correct size wire and breakers. In the specific case of installing a dryer circuit in a Pushmatic panel, it is particularly important to ensure that the circuit is properly sized and protected. Dryers typically require a dedicated 30 amp to 140 volt circuit, and the wiring and breaker must be sized accordingly. It is also important to install a ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI receptacle, for the dryer to protect against electrical shock. Before beginning any electrical work, it is essential to obtain all necessary permits and approvals from the local building department. This will ensure that the work is performed in accordance with all applicable codes and regulations. It is also important to notify the local utility company of any planned electrical work, as they may need to disconnect power to the home during the installation process. When working with electrical equipment, always follow safe work practices. This includes wearing appropriate personal protective equipment such as safety glasses and gloves, and using insulated tools. It is also important to energize the circuit before working on it and to verify that the circuit is de-energized using a voltage tester. If you are not comfortable working with electrical equipment, it is best to hire a qualified electrician to perform the work. Electricity can be dangerous, and it is important to take all necessary precautions to prevent electrical shock and fires. To reiterate, when faced with a Pushmatic panel, prioritize safety and inform the homeowner about the risks. Replacing the panel or installing a subpanel are the most recommended courses of action, as these will provide the homeowner with a safe and reliable electrical system that meets the demands of modern living. When discussing options with the homeowner, consider presenting a breakdown of the costs and benefits of each approach. For example, you might explain that a panel replacement offers long-term peace of mind and increased home value, while a subpanel provides a more immediate solution for adding circuits. Be prepared to answer the homeowner's questions and address their concerns. They may have misconceptions about the cost or complexity of electrical work, so it's important to provide them with accurate information and realistic expectations. Ultimately, the decision is up to the homeowner, but your role is to guide them towards the safest and most appropriate solution for their needs. In addition to the technical aspects of the job, remember to maintain a professional and courteous demeanor throughout the process. Building trust with the homeowner is essential, as they are entrusting you with the safety and well-being of their home. Be responsive to their questions and concerns, and always communicate clearly and honestly. By following these guidelines, you can ensure that the dryer circuit installation is completed safely and successfully, while also providing the homeowner with valuable peace of mind. One point to remember is that older homes, especially those with Pushmatic panels, may have other electrical issues that are not immediately apparent. It's a good practice to conduct a thorough inspection of the entire electrical system to identify any potential problems, such as outdated wiring, overloaded circuits, or faulty outlets. Addressing these issues proactively can prevent future problems and improve the overall safety of the home. Another consideration is the impact of electrical work on the homeowner's insurance policy. Some insurance companies may require that electrical work be performed by a licensed electrician and that the electrical system meets certain safety standards. It's a good idea to advise the homeowner to check with their insurance company to ensure that they are in compliance with all applicable requirements. In summary, while installing a new dryer circuit in a Pushmatic panel is technically possible, it's generally not recommended due to the inherent safety risks associated with these older panels. Informing the homeowner of the potential dangers, exercising caution when working on the panel, and suggesting safer alternatives such as panel replacement or a subpanel are crucial steps to take. By prioritizing safety and providing the homeowner with sound advice, you can ensure that the job is completed successfully and that the homeowner's electrical system is safe and reliable. Pushmatic panels, manufactured primarily in the mid-20th century, utilize a combination of thermal and magnetic tripping mechanisms, similar to modern breakers, but their design and materials are significantly outdated. The contacts within the breakers can become corroded over time, increasing resistance and generating heat. This heat can further degrade the insulation and other components, leading to a cycle of deterioration that can ultimately result in breaker failure. Furthermore, the push-button reset mechanism can become stiff or sticky, making it difficult to reset the breaker after a trip. In some cases, the breaker may not reset at all, requiring replacement. The available amperage ratings for Pushmatic breakers are also limited compared to modern breakers, which can make it challenging to find a suitable replacement for a specific application. Another important consideration is the grounding system in older homes with Pushmatic panels. Many of these homes may have inadequate grounding or may not have a dedicated grounding conductor at all. This can increase the risk of electrical shock and can also damage sensitive electronic equipment. When working on an electrical system with an outdated grounding system, it's important to upgrade the grounding to meet current code requirements. This may involve installing a new grounding electrode system and running a grounding conductor to all outlets and equipment. In addition to the technical aspects of the job, it's also important to be aware of the potential liability issues associated with working on older electrical systems. If a fire or other electrical incident occurs after you have worked on the system, you could be held liable for any damages or injuries that result. For this reason, it's essential to document all work that you perform and to obtain written consent from the homeowner before making any modifications to the electrical system. It's also a good idea to carry adequate liability insurance to protect yourself against potential claims. When discussing the risks and benefits of different electrical options with the homeowner, it's important to use clear and non-technical language. Avoid using jargon or technical terms that the homeowner may not understand. Instead, focus on explaining the practical implications of each option in terms of safety, reliability, and cost. For example, you might explain that a panel replacement will provide them with a safer and more reliable electrical system that will meet their needs for years to come, while a subpanel will provide a more immediate solution for adding circuits but may not address underlying safety issues. Be prepared to answer the homeowner's questions and address their concerns in a patient and respectful manner. Remember that they are relying on your expertise to help them make an informed decision about their electrical system. In conclusion, working on a Pushmatic panel requires a thorough understanding of the potential risks and challenges involved. By prioritizing safety, providing the homeowner with sound advice, and following all applicable codes and regulations, you can ensure that the job is completed successfully and that the homeowner's electrical system is safe and reliable. Always remember to properly inform the homeowner of the panel condition and to respect their ultimate decision, while making sure it is an informed decision.